Hello. Welcome back to our Rule the Waves 3 playthrough of Italy starting in 1890, Mare Nostrum. Before I start the episode, I'd just like to say that I'm up to 180 followers now on YouTube here. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little while. Even if you're here for your first time, again, welcome to you as well. And of course, I appreciate everyone who has been with me pretty much since I started doing this last year. With that said, let's take a look at our situation here. We still have our Impero class battleships that are under construction. We're also working on the Pelicano class. We have quite a few of those underway with probably another, I don't know, I forget what it was. We needed probably another 6 or 7 probably to completely fill out our trade protection needs, plus having some spares. We will also first order business once we have some extra money laying around is to refit these Napolis. They play a very key part in our plan here. What we're doing. We're putting 2 of those on foreign station, basically for the Indian Ocean, like an Indian Ocean fleet. And then we have the other 2 either as raiders or, oh, excuse me, I yawned there. Either as raiders or trade protection. It's almost 3 a.m. here, but I'm having a little bit of trouble sleeping. The Bolzanos are basically brand new, so we have to worry about those. The Umbrias, we may end up needing to consolidate those or something, but we'll see what we do with those here momentarily. So, for now, let's press the button, see if we can't finish these Impero class, and then we'll check out the Napolis and see what it's going to take to refit those, and see if we don't get our money taken away by the government for not being high enough tension with anyone. Well, we'll do this. Take some tension with Britain, perhaps some budget. We are at 394 for the year. We got some money. Nice. We got a little bit of money there. So we're going to build another 5 of the Pelicanos. Then we'll go to next month. Hey, we get more money from the Deuce. And I think I figured out why we went fascist there as Italy. I think we're just tired of getting pushed around by the Western powers, or I don't know. We went to war with France, and the U.S. jumped in to help them. And then Germany declared war on us, which was a fight. And then Austria jumped in, which is a fight. And then the U.S. jumped in again. And so I think that people have had enough. We're going to back our ally unconditionally here for some more budget and some tension. We get reduced torpedo mount weight. That'll help when we want to build our next generation of light cruisers. Here's a torpedo bomber as a private venture. So this is 3 years newer. It's slower. The range is comparable. The stats are a little bit lower, although the firepower is low. The maneuverability is better, which is good. And the bomb is smaller. But the torpedo is what matters. The one we have is good reliability. So do we trade a little bit of speed, a little bit of range for 3 extra points of maneuverability? I think so. I think so. And that means we won't have to develop another one immediately either. Odd enough, our cruise speed is slightly better, even though the max speed is lower. But we'll take it. We will take it. Look at that. Monthly balance is looking beautiful. So we're going to go one more month here. Actually, we'll build. Well, let's wait and see how many of these Pelicanos there are. Let's see, it's five, five. There's 12 plus so it's 17 under construction plus 13. So it brings us up to 30. That's probably enough. We'll build we'll like four more just in case. 34. So on to next month. There we go. No immediate flaws with our battleships, which is pretty cool. All right. Now, where will we put these battleships? I think we'll put them into the fourth fleet. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Division, fourth division. There you go. And that division might end up in the Indian Ocean if we go to war again. The Imperos might just go over there and kind of do their thing. Send some escorts over. Who knows? All right, here's the Napoles. So what can we do with these? I'm pretty sure they're still running on coal. Oops. Open design for rebuild. They are still running on coal, so that's replaced the machinery. They're kind of 163 extra tons. Oh, brings them up to 1,001 tons. So we'll give them oil turbines, frees up even more tonnage. So I bet we can boost their speed up to like 30 with ease. Then there's a lot we have to do here. So we got to give them a better, yeah, they're 2 generations old fire director. We can increase the elevation. We can give the secondaries a director. Let's clear out the torpedo mounts. It gives us another 500 tons. Could go up to 31 knots. Is that even possible? It is. And are we happy with that? I think we are. We can add in some AA. Quite a bit of AA, actually. And then there we go. It leaves us very little on weight remaining, but this is just about as good as it's going to get. With boost them up to 31 knots, give them a little bit of survivability against aircraft. Better range on the main guns with an advanced director, and the secondaries get directors now. They're still just casemate 6 inchers, but there's 5 on each side, so it gives them a little bit of defense. All right, we will save and finish that. We'll rebuild 2 of those that we have selected, and it's going to be a 14-month rebuild. So let's spread this out a little bit here. We'll rebuild some light cruisers too while we're at it. These light cruisers are just we're going to move those to the first division because there's only one left in there. And then we'll move this one to the second division. We'll keep them in the fourth division for now, I suppose. So let's try to rebuild some Umbrias. Might not even be worth it to rebuild them, but we'll have a look. So if we replace the machinery, we can give them oil turbines. That means we're going to be able to boost the speed up quite a bit, but let's work on the little stuff first. Here's a director. We could add torpedo reloads. Is there anything else we want to do here? Some AA. That's going to mess with the top side. But with the rest of this weight, we can increase the speed to 30 knots. That's a pretty modest rebuild. Like these things are just, they only have 4 6-inch guns. Their biggest asset is having all of these torpedoes. So these will do for now. So rebuild the two that we have selected. It's a 1 year rebuild, or it's a 10-month rebuild. And then we'll do four more of them. We'll do three more of them for now. And we'll bank a little bit of money for a couple of months here. Then we'll start working on the other two as we get closer to this flight here of Pelicanas being closer to being finished. We're at 1% weight savings on the hull. Okay. A few different technologies here. Lower risk of landing accidents. Cool. And we're still getting closer to the Pelicanas being done. Reduced engine horsepower requirements. That is actually really good. Whatever we build next is going to not require quite as much weight due to the engines. All right, so that means let's do the two Umbrias. Get them underway for the refit. And then somehow this one here is still at 10 months. Just checking to see if I get any kind of message about like corruption or anything. I don't know. All right, we're also going to check our area overview. So we seem to have lost our. We had a brilliant guy in charge in the Mediterranean. So we seem to have lost that guy somewhere along the way. Um, we'll sell that to we'll sell that to Russia. Russia, we're not really anticipating being an enemy for a while, so we're not too worried about that. Germany has halted construction of a battleship due to financial difficulties. Okay. I think maybe our next build project, the next thing we work on for, like from scratch, might be a set of probably a set of new light cruisers because we're definitely running low on light cruisers. We lost a few during the war. We also need to refurbish our destroyers and maybe look towards a new generation of destroyers as well along the way here. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead a month. We're gonna send out a battleship, get some tension going, get some prestige, get some money. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Now we got some good tension going with the Brits. How we looking here? All right, it's time to start working on these two other Napolis. So rebuild those, and it puts us in a deficit for a while. Hmm. Well, we're gonna lose some budget, but we can get some prestige and tension out of it if we do that. Let's do that. There we go. We get some tension should stay high for a while because I anticipate it still going down a little bit due to the recent war. Well, some more tension. We're going to lose a point of prestige, but we'll get some budget back. There we go. And it's looking kind of dangerous here. The Brits are allied with the French, of course they are. But again, I anticipate it to go down maybe one or two more times due to the recent war. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. If not, it can stay high for a while. It's all right. We're not spying on them. So this guy's above average. He's a damage control expert. He's a loose cannon. Well, it doesn't have any effect on us because we're Italian. We don't care. Do what you will, my friend. Do what you will. Okay. That helped out our budget quite a lot there. We're now pretty much even. And then we'll have these Pelicanos coming online. We'll have all these cruisers coming out of rebuild. This is, I don't even know how many. This is like 6 or 7. But that's 7,000 worth of rebuilds. All right. Some machinery savings. New torpedo bombers ready to go. Tension goes down with Austria. Increases. And then Britain goes down due to the recent war. And then tensions between Germany and Great Britain have went up because they control Norway, and it went up due to hereditary enmity. And then decrease. Okay. I was going to say we might see a war pop off between Britain and Germany at some point, but let's see here. We'll give up a prestige. We don't want to push tensions too hard here. We don't want to lose budget, so we have plenty of prestige for now. There's Germany and Britain go up because of Norway again, and it goes down because of the recent war. So yeah, up, down, up, down. And so the Umbrias, they're going to be refitted here as of next month. So we're going to start spending some of this money that we're going to have on getting our destroyers refitted, because the destroyers are really, I mean, so they're one of the main strike forces of our Navy, really. Recent war. Yeah. All right, now we're back to the status quo pretty much. Let's have a look at the Ardent. You can see we only have one ship left in the first destroyer division. So we did take quite a bit of attrition there during the war. But I keep hitting the wrong button. Let's rebuild. We'll replace the machinery. We'll give them torpedo reloads on the deck. And depth charge throwers. Is that allowed? It is. We can give them, for their little 4-inch guns, we can give them better rangefinders. I don't think it's probably not even worth it. Let's see, it goes from, it's like it's like 600 or 400, it's like 350 for the overall build to give them better directors. But we can put them on oil turbines, which costs almost nothing to do. And then we can increase the speed to 33, 34. Okay, so what do we get here for these rebuilds for 4,500? Number one, we get them away from being obsolete, so they're good for another 10 years. We add 2 knots of speed, and we add a director for the guns, which it's nothing, doesn't matter. But we get reloads for our torpedoes, and these are oxygen torpedoes, so they're going to be really deadly if they get hit. But if I can land some shots with them, that's It's going to be the bee's knees. All right. One set underway. We'll wait for the next month of rebuilds to finish, and we'll start another big crop. Hmm. Give up a prestige, but gain. This is the guy we keep saving. We're going to gain some crew quality. We'll do that. It's only possible that you lose the prestige, although we probably will. Nope, we didn't lose the prestige. We should have gained some crew quality there. Look at that. We're still elite in a lot of our ships, which is really nice. All right. Our dents. We're going to rebuild those. And you know what? We have the money. We may as well start spending it. That's a lot. That's just not go too crazy. There we go. Then next month, that's going to come back down again, that balance. Torpedo protection 3 is available now. Tension with France is reduced. Austria is double reduced. So there goes all of our yellow tension. Oh no, we're still good with the Brits. Well, still not good with the Brits, but you get the point. And then we'll wait one more month before we start the rebuild on the rest of the Ardents. And then we need to reorganize the Ardents after this, once they're all finished. So the float plane scouts, we're not really using float plane scouts, so it can wait. Let's not worry about that. Let's see what we can actually use here. So naval patrol craft. Nope, we got new naval patrol craft. Although the reliability on the new one is poor. The fighter is 4 years old. It has good reliability, but maybe we'll do a new fighter. We want firepower and speed, I think. That's what we'll go for. All right, time to do the rest of the Ardents. And then the Dardos, they were rebuilt in 1923, so they're going to be going obsolete here soon. But they're approaching 20 years old at this point. The Dardos might just have to get scrapped in favor of a new destroyer class. But we'll hold off on that for now because they still can be used for trade protection and whatnot. But their maintenance is going to start going up here because they're old. Ooh, Russians have become communist. Get double tension. We'll do one tension to get one budget. Got 5 dual purpose mounts, not too shabby. Okay. Now, it's time to start looking into this new light cruiser class. Because the Umbrias, they're okay, especially now that they've been rebuilt. But I wouldn't mind having some light cruisers that actually have guns on them. So we're looking at 1 month on the Napoli, another 4 months on the other Napolis. So we can start doing some things. So let's design a new ship. We want a light cruiser. Hang on, let's check out before we do that. I like to have this in the background so I can compare what we already have. So we have light cruisers that are 5,200 tons. I'm thinking, oops. I'm thinking like an 8,000, I was going to say like an 8,000 ton light cruiser, which is big. 1.5 inch deck is fine for splinters. I would want torpedo reloads, but at the same time, we have to keep in mind here. So we're going to delete one of these. That we're going to have a lot of destroyers with reloads on them now. So the torpedoes on the light cruisers are not as vital as it used to be. Okay. I mean, this is pretty good. This isn't bad. The Marsala class. The 1.5-inch deck is okay for splinters. I don't like these single mounts. Let's clear the turrets out and see if we can do. Can we do triple turrets? I don't know if we can. Okay, well, it's seriously overweight, so we can do triple turrets. So if we delete one of them, these are 6-inch guns. Maybe we'll go down to 5-inch guns. Make them dual purpose. Is that allowed? Okay, we'll have to go down to double mounts then. So clear the turrets, forward, aft, and we'll make them doubles. Is that allowed? It is allowed. We could give them, since they're smaller, 190 rounds each, with an advanced director dual purpose. Check out our arcs. They're pretty good arcs. So that gives us 8 5-inch guns that have anti-air capability, heavy AA factor on there. Takes us up to 18 heavy AA, and we have 6 torpedo tubes. So we got 3 on each side. It's also carrying mines, which is I'm okay with that. We might have to increase the tonnage a little bit, or maybe just bring the speed down by 1 notch, down to 32, because 33 is excessive. So it gives us an extra 247 tons. Would another 1/2 inch of belt help? Probably not. In fact, we can probably just bring the. Can we do a forward centerline turret? We can. That doesn't really help our heavy AA much at all. But it does max out the top side. 26 heavy AA. Strip away a couple of the light guns. We'll put a director on the secondaries, which are those are also dual purpose. Let's clear those out. We're going to give them 2 guns per turret there. And then, is that allowed? It is. Makes me a little bit overweight. What if I bring them down to 3-inch guns? The heavy A stays the same. The tonnage. Okay. So we're going to give them some extra ammo because they're 3-inch guns. They'll be firing fast. And then that should let us add on another medium AA. There we go. The Marsala class. That's actually, it's not a bad ship. Like the little 3-inch guns on the side, I'm not sure how good that's going to be, but they're dual purpose, so any little bit probably helps against air. All right, that's cool. So it's a 2-month build for 33,406. So we'll take it. We'll try to build like 4 of those. It'll give me 2 squadrons of 2 each, and maybe I can assign those to. I think just assign those to the battleships to give them some extra protection because the aircraft carriers will have their own. They'll have fighters. They'll have cap. All right, and we're half an hour in. Geez, that went quick. All right. Well, we're gonna call it here. We'll work on that next time around. I want to go to bed. It's late here. I'm finally starting to feel a little bit tired. But I hope you're still enjoying. We're now in March of 1932. We got a little bit of tension going, but I'm not anticipating getting into a war. I'm not going to push it any further because our monthly balance is looking pretty good right now. 545,000. Not too shabby. We've almost caught, well, we're getting closer to Britain. We're ahead of France. We're still lagging behind the US, of course, and we're slightly ahead of Germany. But Germany has double the fleet we do. So, don't know what to say about that. Anyhow, appreciate y'all for being here, and I'll see you next time.